As I sit in the void, actually I've got the window open for the Stradavar. I'm still pronouncing that wrong because I'm pretty sure that's a violin. I could be wrong on that one. People complained because I didn't mention the fact that when you zoom in, there is 10% crit. And yes, I am currently standing in the void staring out the window because, yeah, is that another ship? Is that seriously a Lassette parked off in the distance? Just hovering there, in the middle of the screen there. What the... I'm being spied on. I did actually, with the Stradavar, have a bit of a play with the crit, and this was the build I actually used for it. Now, let me kind of explain this before we get into it. Obviously, you've got the damage mods, heavy caliber, split chamber, serration, not a problem. Critical delay adds 48% crit chance, does reduce fire rate though, but it only reduces it to 6.4 from the 10 it had. I put on Point Strike, Vital Sense, and Argon Scope. Argon Scope should add a lot of crit, but it's one of those weird mods where you can't see it, so this thing basically has 29.8% crit. You are sacrificing half the fire rate nearly for not that much crit. I mean, a base weapon that comes with 30% crit can become a decent crit weapon. Building it to 30%, you've got a 30% chance of one of the rounds actually hitting for crit. But it will do 4.4 times the damage. The problem I had with this is putting this in here, you will have to either sacrifice damage, or I guess you could take off guided ordnance here. I've put that on there to kind of counter the whole 55% loss on accuracy with heavy caliber that was in there to kind of try it. It actually works pretty well, but yeah, it's not really worth having that in there. It's just, it will require more than 2 format to put one in there, and to fit an element onto this, you'll probably have to ditch critical delay as well, which would take the crit chance down to 25%. Okay, it only adds 4.8%, but that 4.8%, when it's really low like this, is, I wouldn't say it's really important, but it helps a lot. And considering you're firing one round at a time, the loss of crit fire rate here doesn't really make much difference. So set the thing to semi-automatic, and it does crit quite nicely compared to a non-crit build, plus, you know, that whole Argon Scope thing if you hit it. But you'll notice it's not really doing that much damage there, like, at all, compared to fully auto, which, well, if we get up on her now, doesn't really do that much either. Mind you, this is exactly the same build. That actually took a lot more rounds to do, which is kind of weird. The reason I didn't mention this is the difference between the two is kind of minuscule at best. That extra 10%, that's not the button I was looking for, doesn't really help much. And yes, I do still have that really, really bad build on. I'm just going to simulate the same thing. There's only one because it's not like it's a hell of an amazing weapon. And I've still got 45 rounds left. I had 44 when doing the crit thing. And yeah, I probably missed with a fair few of those rounds. That's why I didn't really mention it, because people are saying this is an amazing crit weapon. And I'm sorry, but I don't really see it. If I try and... let's actually do this a little bit better and get some decent shots in. Takes it down much quicker. Did I actually reload after last time? I don't know. But that is literally the only reason I didn't mention in the video that this thing, when put into semi-automatic, whatever you want to put it, .47 rounds left, and I didn't miss with, well, actually I did miss because she bloody crouched on us. But this is the main reason. I didn't do it because I forgot, or because I half-assedly did it, like a fair few people actually mentioned. I did that like this because, well, it did more damage. It takes them out quicker because the... Oh look, 50 rounds left. Okay, lower level enemies, yeah, fine. The fully auto mode is going to suck in comparison because you can pretty much just one-shot somebody with a crit build. But when you get into the much higher level enemies, it's a whole different story. Because this thing is now going to just straight up, I forgot to hit simulate, suck. It is really going to just straight up suck because, yeah. No damage, no damage, no damage, no damage. It's like literally, look at the health bar is not going down. This is what I was complaining about this weapon for when I did the video. It's like, yeah, it's a great weapon up until they hit about level 50. Hence the reason I was using level 50 enemies. After that, yeah, they just become almost impossible to actually kill. So the crit build on this, and I am going to leave that guy there, you know what? I might try and devour him. I don't think this is going to work too well either, because, you know, level 135 enemies, not easy to take down. Or I could always just do this. Get off my map. Goodbye. See you later. Same thing with the auto build. Not what I wanted to... Oh, no, it is. And again, it's not doing much damage, but it's doing more damage than the crit build was doing. But just, yeah, there you go, see, second magazine through. Not even aiming. And Half-Life. So, yeah, that's why I didn't really mention it. Yes, it's great for crit for lower level enemies, because, you know, one-shotting them is a great ability to be able to have. But, come on, if you can auto-fire... Like, it actually killed him this time. Killed her this time. With the crit build, I could have stood there for about 10-20 minutes, firing the one round after the one round after the one round, and not taking it out. And honestly, when it comes to single round weaponry, I think I will stick with my Marelock simply because, well, it's just... Wow. That was actually one-shotted. There was another one right behind her. Yeah, it's just a better all-round weapon than that weird thing.